The News Day continues here on One News Now. I am Diego Castro, bringing you the biggest headlines from around the world. Ukraine and Russia claim that hundreds of enemy troops have been killed in Bakhmut over the past 24 hours. A Ukrainian military spokesperson said at least 221 pro-Moscow troops were executed, while Russia's defense ministry said they were able to neutralize up to 210 Ukrainian soldiers. Russia's Wagner mercenary group claimed to have taken control of most of the eastern part of Bakhmut, but Ukraine insisted that it was holding on and was giving a decent rebuff to Russian forces. Moscow earlier said capturing the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut would be a step towards seizing other areas. Former U.S. Vice President Mike Pence harshly criticized former President Donald Trump for his role in the January 6 attack on the Capitol in 2021. Pence, who had been in the Capitol during the attack, says Trump was wrong in his accusation of voter fraud. Pence adds that Trump's words had endangered his family and that, quote, history will hold him accountable. Pence's remark widens the rift between the two men who are now preparing to battle over the Republican nomination in next year's election. Reuters reports that U.S. authorities are preparing material action to shore up deposits in Silicon Valley Bank and stem any broader fallout from its collapse. Citing sources familiar with the matter, Reuters reports that Biden administration officials worked through the weekend to assess the impact of the collapse of SVB, which is the U.S.'s 16th largest bank. Earlier, U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said she is working with regulators to respond to the implosion of SVB, which has become the largest bank to fail since the 2008 financial crisis. The bank's failure came after depositors hurried to withdraw money last week amid anxiety over the bank's health. This prompted regulators to seize the bank's assets on Friday due to insolvency. Tech startups are meanwhile facing serious financial trouble after the bank's failure. One of them is Seattle-based software startup Shelf Engine, which had all of its money deposited at SVB. Shelf Engine's founder and co-owner Stefan Kalb wants the federal government to step in to fulfill Silicon Valley Bank's obligation or risk a wider economic crisis. Kalb spoke to the Associated Press about the matter. Let's listen in.
We wired out the money yesterday, but Silicon Valley Bank did not honor our wire, so we were not able to move any of our cash out of our bank account. We will get access to the $250,000 on Monday, but after that, trying to get access to the remaining capital is going to take months. So the reality is we can't operate our business without accessing some capital. A lot of us are going to be in a very painful situation very quickly. And so the big ask is for the federal government to come in and step in. We can't pay our vendors today. What happens when tens of thousands of companies can't pay their vendors anymore because they don't have cash in the bank? We're facing something much more than just my company potentially collapsing, but something economically very dramatic.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now World. I'm Diego Castro. Pope Francis celebrates the 10th anniversary of his election, outpacing the 2 to 3 years he once envisioned for his papacy. A decade after his election, Pope Francis has backed off from talking about retiring and recently described the papacy as a job for life. Pope Francis has had a big learning curve on clergy sexual abuse, initially downplaying the problem. However, the Pope had his wake-up call 5 years into his pontificate after Chilean bishops told him of decades of molestation by Catholic priests. Francis has also made outreach to the LGBTQ people, a hallmark of his papacy more than any pope before him. History's first Latin American pope has already made his mark and is seen to have more impact in the years to come. The 95th Annual Academy Awards ceremony is set to begin in just a few moments. In a break with tradition, the Oscars red carpet at Dolby Theatre has turned champagne-colored for the night. Jimmy Kimmel is set to host the show for the third time with several presenters like Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. Here are the nominees in some of the top categories. Gunning for Best Actor are Austin Butler, Colin Farrell, Brendan Fraser, Paul Mescal, and Bill Nighy. While vying for Best Actress are Cate Blanchett, Ana de Armas, Andrea Riseborough, Michelle Williams, and Michelle Yeoh. At least 10 films are up for Best Picture, including All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: Way of Water, Triangle of Sadness, and Banshees of Inisherin. The list also includes Everything Everywhere All at Once, which has been the most nominated with 11 nods. And those are the top world headlines of the hour. Join us again at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. Coming right up is Agenda at 8 a.m. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.